Good morning. I would like to walk you through the steps as to how your student can better prepare for their quiz and how your student will be able to use our online book features. The first step is your student needs to be able to open up PowerAlgebra.com. Now when they open up PowerAlgebra.com, let me show you what it looks like. You will come to this site and it says Welcome to PowerAlgebra. You will click on Login. And every student has their own individualized username and password. I have created myself a student account, so let me log in under my student account. And you will see that it brings up Algebra 2, which is the Common Core, which is our book. Now, in order to study for your quiz, I will show you how to study for the mid-Chapter 4 quiz. Your student should click on the Explore button. They will then find Chapter 4. And after that, since we are in the middle of Chapter 4, they will click on the Chapter 4 Max XL Mid-Chapter Practice and Review. This will bring up a screen that has, in this particular chapter, 17 exercises that should kind of overview what they need to know for their quiz. Let's start with the problem like example number 1. When your student opens this problem, you will be able to see that they need to be able to graph a function. Now what they should do is they should sit down with a piece of paper and they should make an XY chart. They can click to enlarge a graph and then they can plot points. Once they think they have their answer, they will hit save and they will check their answer. Now let's say a student is struggling with how to do this. You can click on Help Me Solve This. They will describe to you what you need to do. For example, this problem says the graph of a quadratic function is a parabola. The vertex form of a quadratic function is f of x equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where a cannot be 0. Continue on. They said the axis of symmetry is a line that divides the parabola into two mirror images. The equation is x equals h. Find the equation of the axis of symmetry. For example, this equation would be x equals 0. Once they get it correct, it will tell them to move on. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this incorrect so you may see what happens when a student gets something incorrect. The vertex, the answer is 0, 0. I'm going to put in the answer of 0, 1, and they will tell you that is incorrect. They also tell you how to find the vertex. So let's say that your student does that, and they get the right answer. You can continue to move on. So now they're giving these students multiple choice. Which graph has the correct vertex? And you can see again, if the student gets it wrong, if the student gets it incorrect, you can continue on. Alright, and then they even make an XY chart. So see how they showed them C is the correct answer because they were asking for the axis of symmetry, which is up and down. You will then plug in different values. For example, they want you to plug in 2 for x. So x squared would be 4 times 3 over 4 would be 3. Plugging in 4 would be 4 squared, which is 16, times 3/4 would be, let's try, 12. After you get them correct, they want you to write them as ordered pairs. Notice the guided solutions. All you have to do is click in the box and check your answers. As you continue on, it says please plot these points on the graph and choose the correct graph on the right. So you can zoom in on the graphs, and you can see that if this is a scale of 20, that this graph should be correct. You continue on, and you have to find the mirror image of this graph, because that's what a parabola is. So you can see how it's very nice that the features on the online book can really help your student go through problems and figure out which one is correct. Now, if they got that one wrong and they need to try something else, you can continue to go through, and at the bottom, there will always be a part where they can say, show me another example. And it will give them another example just like this. There are many, many different examples for the Chapter 4. Your students should be proficient at all of them. So in this problem, they would have to factor it. So they would type in, they should pull out their GCF, and then they should figure out what will go in the double set of parentheses. If they get it wrong, it will explain why, and then it can work with them until they get it right. Again, if they get it right and they feel they need another example, at the bottom there will be an area where it can say, show me another example. I hope this has been helpful for you, and I also hope that your student will take advantage of the many opportunities that our online book does give to us.